A man who goes to great lengths to go on at great length. Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get on. Kyle Dunnigan's having some technical issues, but shall be joining us soon. I want to hear from Trump about this whole McDonald situation. There's a lot of side stories going on. And Mayhem's in studio. Got stuff to talk about, and when they join, they join. I was at the Lakers game watching LeBron and Bronny play together.
Awesome.
A crowd goes nuts when Bronny gets into the game. Dad promptly misses a long three and then missed another long three, but then came in with a monster dunk, and everyone went nuts. Bronny pulls up for a three early. You know, I'm not early in the game, but early after he got in the game, the crowd goes insane, and it just rims out, though. It doesn't sink it. Lakers win. It was fun. Father-son team, first time.
Electric vibe.
Big vibe. Full place. Good times. Shannon Sharp sitting in front of me. Good Lil Wayne. I don't know. I'm always worried. I'm worried about the little and the 50. You know what I mean? Like Lil and 50. You know, like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing trying to pronounce everyone's made up
Wait, you're
names.
telling me you high five Wayne?
Lil Wayne.
Without Lil Wayne.
Lil. You know, like, okay. You can't say Louisville.
No.
If you're from that part of Kentucky, you go Louisville. And you can't say Little Wayne. You go Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Like you do Louisville.
I learned that the hard way, taking my dad to the Kentucky Derby. And the lady at the little girl at the restaurant, the hostess was like, "Welcome to Louisville." And my dad was like, "Actually, it's Louisville."
Right.
And she's like, No, sir, I live here. And he's like, "Well, it's named after King Louis the 13th." I'm like, Dad, you scared the hell out of that lady.
Stop taking him places.
I know.
So I don't know what's going on with everybody, but I think they're going insane. For instance, I've been flipped off on the road a lot.
Me too.
I was driving down to what was Staples Center's now Crypto from here yesterday to watch the Lakers, and at some point the 110 downtown freeway is a little wonky, and I rarely get off on downtown. So it's always, take Martin Luther King Boulevard or take Exposition or take 11th Street or whatever. And I'm looking, and there's one point where the freeway kind of splits, and you can go off on 6th Street or you can get back on. And I realize, I gotta get back on. So I put my blinker on and start trying to make my way back in, but it's trafficky, you know. And at some point, I noticed the car behind me, a Camaro, is not letting me in.
Yeah, they do that.
It's going forward. That person, I go, all right, that person goes past me. And then I do make my way in. And as that person is going past me, the woman in the Camaro who's not letting me in gives me just the fuck you. And I'm like, how delicate must your sensibilities be? You know, it's L.A., it's 6:10. It's that we're in the teeth of traffic, and people are trying to like move over or get off a lane or get over to the side. What is offensive or confusing or like what was it? Are you caught off guard? Like I don't get it. It's bumper to bumper traffic. We're going through downtown LA. People are trying to do stuff. Why is that got to be met with what's the fuck you
fear,
part? Fear?
Yeah, the minute that you put somebody in fear, like they immediately go to anger. That's
I don't know. We're all plodding along at like 6.5 miles an hour. We're not at Talladega up on the bank. You know, we're not
trading paint,
rubbing's racing. We're just trying to move over. That's all. Okay, you don't want that. Okay, you don't want to let me move over. Fine, I will accept that. Why the fuck you?
Self-entitled Los Angeles, buddy.
Jesus
We're all
Christ.
here. We're all the stars of our movie here in Los Angeles.
Well, this was a fat Mexican chick, so I don't know if she's starring in Churro, the movie.
Torta, the movie.
So then I was watching this guy, this thing was making the rounds out of Colorado, Park City, cyclist. I was just watching it over the weekend, and here's how I roll. I don't know if you roll this way. Sometimes people talk about things that they would consider despicable, and I end up sort of kind of agreeing with whatever it is, like when somebody goes, Donald Trump wants to get rid of the Board of Education. I go, yeah, good. Yeah, good. You got a bunch of fucking bloated teachers.
Yeah.
We just went through COVID because you guys had a monopoly. And then he won school choice. It's like, yeah, I agree with that because I know it sounds outrageous to you. I just had 2 kids who didn't go to 2 years of high school because the fucking bloated teachers unions wanted to stay home. But okay, I don't know. I agree with him. Like, you're saying it's a bad thing. And then sometimes you'll talk to some chick and she'll go, oh, man, I was driving and we're sitting in traffic. And I looked to my left and a guy was masturbating in his car. And I'm like, well, how far from work was he? What are you talking about? It's disgusting. And I go, yeah, check. Was he an older guy? Younger? I mean, I may have, back in the day, rubbed one out. Like you're giving me this as an example of, oh my God. And I'm kind of going, was a younger guy. Did he have a tint? So, but when I see this guy, like this Park City cyclist guy, and I see this 72-year-old guy is like riding a bike, evidently. Right. Cyclist guy, not transportation, weekend warrior. And a young guy in a car drove past him, like apparently got too close to him or something. And the guy wanted to make a citizen's arrest. And like what I'm saying is I drive down PCH every day. There's always a cyclist in the right lane, and I got to get around them sometimes.
3 feet, they say.
They say 3 feet, but
I know
there's a mobile meth unit, yes, which is known as a broken down Winnebago, which has taken up most of the space. And then if I go full 3 feet, I'll clip the car in the lane next to me, so I go 1.5 feet. But either way, I'll play you this first clip. It's the guy's filming it. It's like a 19-year-old kid is trying to go to a skate park in Colorado.
Oh, I see what's happening.
You're a fucking...
Dude, literally stop.
No, I'm calling the police and you're not leaving. You're not leaving.
Yes, sir?
When Nick did.
You're not leaving.
You're not leaving.
I'm gonna
He
go
didn't
skate.
hit him.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. You're not. You're not going anywhere until the police come.
Dude, stop.
No, you're a fucking...
I think he might lose
literally
his Saab
stop.
sponsorship about this.
You're not leaving. You're
Yeah,
not
he's
leaving.
got a Saab jersey
You're not
on.
leaving.
Bro's got his fucking hands on me and stuff.
Yeah, guy
Why?
won't leave because of the police.
Look at this dude.
This guy's filming the whole thing.
Why
I like this.
I'm calling the police. That's
Dude,
all.
why are you so cranky?
No, you're not going anywhere.
Why are you so cranky?
I don't want to be aggressive with you, dude.
He
You
calls the
already are. You
police.
pushed into me. I asked you to wait. You
I
didn't wait.
didn't push into
You did.
you.
How'd you get out of the car?
How'd you get out of your own
very
car?
aggressive teenager here that almost hit me in the car.
Almost.
And now he won't give me his last name. And
All
now
right,
he's
just
trying
pause
to
it for a
leave.
second. How does this guy get 10 feet in his life if this
know.
is his default setting? Like he goes to a Starbucks and somebody steps in front of him in line and he's got to call the cops? Like, it was conflict negotiate. You're riding your bike in Colorado on a Saturday for exercise. There are cars that also share the road with you, and somebody on occasion will get close to you in a car, mostly unintentionally.
Ace. The
Right.
problem that you're having, bud, is you're not realizing that, you and I come from a different perspective. We live the life of combat sports, physicality, and you have to control your fear. These people never have any fear. So the moment that a car comes close to him and almost rubs paint with his Saab jersey, guess what happens? He's flipping bananas, his butt plug falls out, goes in, and then he calls the cops. That's how it is.
This guy, apparently some millionaire guy, lives in Colorado. I don't know why he's doing this. He's being filmed the whole time. Well, let's get Kyle Dunnigan to join in on this. Kyle, are you able to see this debacle?
I just watched it. Yeah.
Oh, you did. All right, we'll play a little more of it, and then there's the follow-up where the cop shows up, which is great.
And now he won't give me his last name. And now he's trying to leave. I'm in Park City, near the Park City Park.
He's trying to leave because he didn't do anything.
Park. He's in a Subaru. He's in a Subaru. Yeah, he's a license plate.
Also, what is this guy doing on a Saturday? Like, what? How much time does he want to invest in nothing?
Because he's a jerk.
Because he's a jerk.
And
He's
I
still
want
out
you
of
to
breath.
come
Maybe he just
and
wanted
give
to
this guy a
stop.
ticket. I'm going to
Yeah.
testify in court against this guy.
Go to
Did not hit me. There's a law in
didn't hit
Utah
him.
that says you have to stay 3 feet from a cyclist.
And this guy was like 29 and a half
He
inches.
just went right next to me. I wouldn't bother pulling over if this guy weren't unsafe.
He's citing
I
the
was doing
code.
myself. He was putting his hands on me, ripping my door open and stuff.
Oh, the cop's
Yeah.
there.
Because you were trying to leave.
I was not.
You were getting out of the car.
Stop
You're a
being
liar.
a-
It's in
dude,
your
you're-
phone.
Trying to leave
You're
after
insane.
not hitting him.
You're an asshole.
Okay, cool. Can you
Cool.
back up, please?
No, I'm not. I'm not leaving.
All
I'm
right.
staying right here.
All right.
No.
Later on,
Oh.
the next tape, the cop shows up.
Yeah.
This is part 2.
Oh, my God.
And the cop
Party. Fantastic.
examines
tell you
the
what
video.
happened?
Fantastic. Will you go stand over there for a second? And then I'm going to issue you one for disorderly conduct as well. So if you'll just hang tight over on the sidewalk over there,
Then I won't press charges.
it's too late.
Oh, karma.
Because you were aggressive to him.
Yes, I was, but he was trying to leave.
Okay, go wait over there. I'll explain it here in a second.
Can't we just...
Nope.
Oh, come on, man. I was the
come
victim
on,
here.
man.
All right, watch
What
out.
a pussy.
You can go a different way. You can be arrested for disorderly conduct. That's an arrestable offense.
What kind of disorderly conduct is it?
You opened his door 3 times. Okay? He doesn't have to get out of his car for you. He doesn't have to identify for you. You are not law enforcement. You don't get to come out here and enforce things. You call us and let us do it.
Okay.
He didn't say he was going to leave in his vehicle. He's like, I'm here to skate. I'm going to go skate. He didn't believe he did anything wrong. He's going to provide me the dash
Watch
cam.
this pussy.
He showed me the recording, and you were the aggressive one, not him.
Yes, because he...
Yes, and you don't get to be aggressive with people like that.
Okay.
That's disorderly.
This guy's such a
That's why
punk.
you were getting a citation as well.
Why is it too late? What does it mean? What does it mean, disorderly? Do I have to go to court for this?
Yeah, good.
Kidding me.
Yeah.
You're kidding you. You
You're
hung out.
adamant that this, and you were the one causing the
He
stir.
did it.
What if I apologize?
It's too late. I've already seen the evidence. I am obligated.
All right,
come
we've seen
on,
enough.
man.
This guy's a
Enough.
fucking world
So if you wait
class.
over here on the sidewalk,
That's enough. What a world class pussy.
Yeah.
What a fucking pussy.
The standard bearer of all
God,
pussy
like
kind.
I could sooner hang out with serial killers and like rogue abortion doctors before this pussy. I want you to 1,000%. I would hang out with moms that drown their kids in bathtubs
Yeah.
and guys who killed for pleasure.
Well, I'm happy to be a
Before
part of
I
the
could
team.
hang out with this fucking pussy. And I'm 1,000% mean that. I could not spend time with
Kyle
this guy.
has a character like that. I've seen that character you do with
which one's that?
I don't know though. This guy will.
Oh yeah, what's
This guy.
going on, you
Oh my
guys?
God! Stop.
Hey.
Sorry. Listen, I didn't.
Sir, can you please open your door, please?
I was going down PCH. I didn't see you know,
it felt like you were close to me the whole time.
well, I was because it's a 2-lane highway and there's all these Winnebagos parked on the shoulder, so I can't swerve into the other lane. So I was close.
Okay.
Y'all
you
get
put your
away
hand-
from my Winnebago.
Can you put your hands behind your back, please?
Are you doing a citizen's arrest?
Yes, I'm citizen arresting you right now.
No, I
please.
don't even think that's a real thing. You know, I don't think you can.
I'm calling the FBI real quick.
You can't just call the FBI.
Just calling the FBI.
No.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got someone down here that's driving their car crazy, and I felt threatened by this.
I wasn't driving crazy. I just came near you.
Excuse me, sir. I thought it was close to me, and I was emotionally attacked by this person.
Okay.
He emotionally attacked me.
I just want to go skate. That's all.
No, you're not going. You're not going anywhere.
I just want to go ride a bull.
All right, sir, I'm writing you a citation for disorderly conduct.
Oh,
Can I apologize? Can I just apologize?
Too late for that, bud. You're going to jail.
And
You do a
scene.
good cop voice.
Yeah, he does that. He's the voice of authority.
That's a
Yeah, I've heard way too many cop voices in my
Oh,
time.
by the way, it was in Utah. You know
Oh,
what you got to
perfect.
do? You know what you got to do? Do the cop voice.
All right.
Okay, so I have this bit that I love. I never do it on stage, but it's the cop extra talk. Because, okay, so when you're dumb, you use extra words, right? When you communicate, athletes
do
do
that.
it all the
Oh,
time.
yeah.
You get a catchphrase like at the end of the day. You like to weave that in a lot. I like Corinne Jean-Pierre is up at the press conference, leading the and she goes, they go, how's Biden's cognitive state? And she goes, I'm not going to answer that from here. I don't even know what from here means. Like, what's that mean? You're on the dais. By the way, this is a press room. Where else might you answer this question? Like, should I wait for later when you're going out to dinner and like come up behind you and tap? Excuse me, I'd like to know the condition of the president's cognitive state. Like she says from here, like a lot, but it's because she's dumb and she's using extra words to kind of stretch out her stupidity. Kamala Harris does it a lot too. Cops do it because cops aren't great talkers. So cops go, okay, what I'm going to need you to do for me, okay, right now is go ahead and get out your license and registration, okay, real quick now. What I'm going to go ahead and ask you to do for me, okay, right now, is to go ahead. It's like you can just say license and registration. I don't go ahead and ask you to do for me. Like, what does even do for me even mean? But you can try it in your cop voice. So you go, what I'm going to do is go ahead.
All right, what I'm going to do right now is go ahead and ask you to go ahead and step out right now.
Okay, right now.
All right, okay.
Okay, what I'm going to need you to do for me, okay, right now is just go ahead. Just go ahead and open the door of the vehicle, okay, right now. And we're going to ask you to step out of the vehicle, okay, right now. And what I'm going to ask you to do for me right now is to go ahead and stand there while I go ahead and run your license, okay, right now.
All right.
All right.
So I'm going to take this out here. This is a ticket here. Going to take this piece of paper out of the ticket here and take this pen right here right now. Come on now, write your ticket here right now.
Okay, now what I'm going to have to do is go ahead and click the pen on the back to expose the ballpoint, okay, right now. And then go ahead and give me your John Hancock, okay, right now, okay, for me right now, which is also known as a colloquialism for signature. Okay, right now. So I'm
Colloquialism you don't hear too much.
okay, right now. Listen. Okay, right now. I read a thesaurus in a parking lot of a donut shop. All right, right now. And I said to
Well, you did it
myself,
right now?
Yeah, I
What
said,
do you
okay.
did right now?
What I
Well, you're
need
not
you
at
to
a
go
donut
ahead.
shop.
What you're
You're
going to
not
go
at a
ahead and
donut
do
shop.
for me?
Why would you say you did it right now?
What I'm going to go ahead and need you to do for me real quick right now, okay, is go ahead and read the thesaurus. You can get my deep references, okay, right now?
There was only one.
What I need you to do for me right now, okay, is to go ahead from here and produce your license, registration, proof of insurance, okay, right now?
So you're at the donut shop right now, is what you said.
Okay.
I was at the donut shop right here, right now.
Okay,
But
right
you're
now.
not.
Look, Kyle, what I'm going to ask you to do for me, okay, right now, is go ahead and slide into your Trump character, okay, right now, because I got questions for Trump.
Okay, this is not so terrific. This is not so terrific. So many words. So many words. I say things twice sometimes. That's how I delay. I say something twice.
Yes. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does everything twice.
I need more time with the teleprompter. Need a little more time with the teleprompter.
Stretch it out.
Well,
Just stretch it out.
yeah, he does. He does. But, to be fair to Trump, if you ever watch Chris Rock do stand-up, he's like, I went shopping with my wife. Shopping with my wife. Like, it's like, yeah, we heard what you're doing with your wife. Like, women shop. Women be shopping. Like, it's like he'll do every setup 3.5 times, and then he goes to the punchline, which, it's his prerogative.
Yeah.
But it could probably, if you took an hour special and got rid of the redundancy in the setup, you could get it down to 34 minutes.
That's an edit I'd like
He's doing
to see.
34 minutes every year.
Yeah. That's what I do. I get up on
Right
stage
now?
and I go, okay, listen, I'm not going to tell a joke from here right now. I'll
Right
wait till
now.
I get home. All right, so Mr. Trump,
Yes.
I know
Mr. Carolla.
you went and worked at the McDonald's, quite a hullabaloo.
It was, yeah. People made a big deal about it because I wanted to show Kamala Harris she never worked there. Those were all lies. Those were all lies.
Well, the New York Times has printed an article about that.
Fake news. Go ahead.
Well, they went ahead and they talked to some former McDonald's employees and current McDonald's employees, and they asked to critique your form. And one of them said the box is backwards. You weren't holding the fry box the correct direction.
That's a total lie. That's absolutely not true. These are a bunch of losers. Go ahead. What else? What else did these liars
they said
say?
they were in bewilderment as they shoveled scoopfuls of fries in the wrong way into the iconic red carpet. By the way, this is hard-hitting journalism here. They sat down with a panel of McDonald's minimum wage flunkies and watched tape of your form and then fucking lit it up on the telestrator like John Madden.
Wrong way with the French fries. It's the same on both sides, the French fry.
But there is a
Both
little
sides.
slope at the top. Come on now.
There's slope at the top. There's
Listen.
no slope at the top.
You may not...
There's no slope.
Listen, I don't want to be the one that has to tell you this, but you may not be McDonald's material.
Oh, no. What a disaster. I won't be a total loser. I'm crying in my sleep.
Yeah, one other
I think
said...
that's probably a good sign that I was terrible. Don't you
Yeah.
think? That's probably a good sign.
One of the workers said that you asked someone for extra salt, and before you answered, you added extra salt. So that's another. That could be a deal breaker. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think what the New York Times is implying is you're not presidential material because of this whole debacle with the salt in the box.
McDonald's needs more salt. I think we all agree.
We like
If you've
the
never had
fries
McDonald's,
with the salt. They're pretty
not
fucking
enough salt.
pretty
It should
awesome,
be
right?
mostly salt and some fries. That's what it should.
The conclusion from the New York Times is that it did not go over well with some of the half dozen workers who watched the video. So I don't know if they're going to be voting for you now that they watched this video, but this is, you know what I would say? Here's what I'd say to the New York Times. If you don't, I used to say the same thing about Charles Schultz Peanuts cartoons. If you don't have anything today, just put a picture of a missing kid up. You know what I mean? Like Schultz, you don't have any comedy today. Just put a missing kid. No one's going to complain. And like New York Times, you have nothing to talk about. Just put a picture of a missing kid. That's all. Do a little service.
Put a missing kid right now, right here, right now.
Okay, we're going to ask you to do right ahead. New York Times, op-ed. Go ahead for me right now. Get a picture of a missing kid and go ahead and put in place a Trump store, okay, right now. Also from Newsweek, that McDonald's you worked at, Mr. Trump?
Yes. What a disaster.
Failed its last health inspection. Now, I don't know if that's on you.
Look, that's not on me at all. That was before Trump. That's pre-Trump.
Well, that came from the Bucks County Department of Health after an inspection on March 27th cited health code violations of the restaurant, including employees not having their hands properly washed. It also said
it might be this, Adam, because what I would do, sometimes the fries, they get nice and close, too close. And so Trump would lick his fingers. Like with a paper, you're reading the paper, they get stuck together. So you lick your fingers, and then you can separate that fry.
Like we were reading the sports page back in the day on the golden throne known as the commode.
Exactly.
Well,
I would make the burgers in the bathroom at one point. I didn't have to do.
I got to tell you, Newsweek said they didn't see you washing your hands.
Nope.
So that's an issue. That's an issue with Newsweek. And
there's no point in washing your hands because they just get very quickly dirty. Very quickly dirty.
Also, the controversy about Kamala working at the McDonald's, they have some proof. The New York Times has some proof. You say she never worked at McDonald's.
Never worked.
But
never worked there.
But
but nothing.
But listen.
That's the end of the story.
No, her campaign says she did, and one of her friends who talked to her mom before her mom died said she did. So she has evidence.
Why is everyone bragging about working at McDonald's?
I don't know. The two biggest brags in modern history are the two things that made you a loser the entire time I was in my 20s. Like, I used to work at McDonald's and I had to sleep in my car when I first came out to LA. It's like, okay, loser and loser.
She should say, I swear to God, I never worked at McDonald's. That's what she should have said from the beginning.
Yes. I do not know why people are bragging. They're bragging about working at McDonald's. They're bragging about sleeping in their car when they first came to LA. And they brag about being poor when they're growing up.
I think it's cool. Trump, I was born in a golden crib.
Yes.
There the whole time. I stayed there the whole time. That's cool.
I know. And all the other thing too is I will decide if you're poor. You cannot tell me if you're poor. I need to know. First off, there's a lot of people going, I was poor, but my first year at Stanford, blah, blah, blah. And I go, tell me about this Stanford journey. Because the poor people I grew up with, that was out of the fucking question. I know there are things like scholarships and shit. It's just none of my poor friends got any of that shit. Because
I didn't even think about going to college. Like my neighborhood.
Oh my God.
College? What the hell?
No, my kids had a college fund of like $150,000 by the time they got out of high school. There was zero in the fund. So I need to hear. I'll decide if you're poor. If you're telling me about Stanford or Berkeley, if you even bring up the word Europe, because there's a lot of like, oh, we had to go to Europe, but my dad got one of those books that was like Strudeldorf on $9 a day. We had to eat at the, it's like, look, you got to Europe. You got on an airplane. You went on an airplane. I want to know. I'll break it down, and then I will inform you if you were poor or not.
If you read down the metrics, you can figure it out.
There's certain curveballs. For instance, apartment means poor. I grew up in a house, but the house was my grandmother's second junker rental house that she let my mom flop in for free because my mom was unemployable and on welfare and food stamps, and it was a 1-bedroom, 1-bath junk house that when they sold it years later, they bulldozed it. So I technically was in a house which would put you above apartment dweller in the poor, pecking order, but there are nuances.
Is this poor? When I grew up, when I was 13, my dad drove me to the country club to have a breakdancing fight.
What?
Breakdancing is pretty street, but he drove me to the country club because there's a breakdancing fight happening there.
Really?
That's tricky. Is that poor or rich?
Oh, that's confusing. What did you put the cardboard box down?
We actually didn't have cardboard. When we got there, we just started showing each other our moves.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't much of a fight at all. We just were doing moonwalks and stuff around.
How good were you at moonwalking at the height of your breakdancing?
I mean, I don't want to brag here, but I did win a breakdancing concert. I have competition in 7th grade, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
And tell me, pop and lock?
Pop and lock, I was a good spinner. I could spin and then do the little kip up.
Yeah.
And some robot stuff,
The robot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah. By the way, it doesn't get girls.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you do the robot move where your arm goes limp and you swing it and it sounds like
it's kind of hacky to do that.
Oh, is it? Shit, that's my go-to. That's my move.
Standard protocol.
Well, I'm never going to a wedding with you. I don't want to be judged out there.
Yeah.
Wow, you're that good.
Well, I mean, for my area, very small white area, there's not much competition at Weston High School. Yes.
Breakdancing is a activity of the poor because it pretty much just involves a refrigerator box, a sidewalk, and you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Boombox. Yeah.
Yeah, but something like lacrosse is not because you need all this equipment. Like my parents would have never bought equipment. I played football, but they would issue you the equipment, you know?
Yeah.
So who do you think was a better street dancer? You or Vin Diesel?
Wait, like, I didn't know he could street dance at all. Is he
What?
known?
What kind of community?
Bring that up.
Yeah.
What kind of community? Well, there's no community.
I've never. Do you have a video of him doing something I could look at? Because I need to like see what I'm up against here.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't pre-prep this, but we will find him. But you guys, I weep for your community that you didn't even know another famous contemporary Hollywood star had a background in this.
You need to scope out your competition.
This is like late 80s, like the movie Breakin' came out. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah.
That's what I was going for. That's what it
Breaking
was
2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo. Yep, that kind of thing.
Somebody is asking in our Substack chat when the first time I flew was. I may have taken a flight in my earliest 20s with some dudes to go to Vegas, but that's Burbank to Vegas. That's like a 42-minute flight. The first time I went across the country in an airplane, I was, 31 and a half or 31 or something, and me and Jimmy were going to New York for the MTV Awards, I think, and we flew Tower Air. They didn't even have the radio station's buying the tickets, right?
Yeah.
Tower Air didn't even have a terminal at LAX. You had to take a bus. The plane just parked out in the middle. It's like what they do when there's a hostage situation. You know what I mean? Like the plane just parks somewhere, and a bus comes out. The guy with the bullhorn got out, was negotiating with Hamas. Trying to get the Israelis off the plane. And this guy's going to Cuba, and it was a 747. Tower Air took 747s, completely gutted first class and business class, and just put rows, just coach. And I was sitting in there, and I was like sitting in the middle of the plane. The bathroom was overflowing. 4 hours in, I said, "There's like almost 600 people on this airplane when the max is like 325 or something, because they removed all the business and first class." And I was scared shitless because I never flew in my life. And I was just sitting there going, if this plane crashes, it will be the greatest airline disaster ever in terms of body counts. Because, I don't know, Lockerbie you can look it up, but Lockerbie was a 747, I don't know, Pan Am or something that got shot down, blown up by terrorists. But again, there was a pub upstairs and stuff, and in first class, so it's like 321 people died or something. But this was like 600 people. Like this, no one will ever eclipse this unless two 747s crash into each other.
That actually happened. That did happen.
Oh, that did.
Yeah, they were taking. I don't want to,
Well, yeah, we got Vin morbid. Diesel here. Lockerbie was 270 fatalities. All right, Vin Diesel. Breakdancing.
Oh,
I can't believe
I'll be honest.
Me and Mayhem have to show you this.
But
be honest.
Know your enemy.
I'll be honest. If I could have beat him in my heyday.
All right. Let's see.
Oh. So far, yes, I can do this.
So far, you could do this.
Yeah.
It seems like he's doing it in slow motion.
Lay your left leg under and your right arm over.
Oh, is he teaching?
Kick your left leg and return your right leg and cross the left leg.
Do we
move the left
have
leg
any of him
and
moving in real time that we might possess?
I can
here we go.
that.
Uh-oh. Team. Can you do the Cleopatra?
I can figure this
Can
out.
you walk like an Egyptian?
Oh man.
All right, I think I could do this, but
Yeah.
Kyle, can you do the move where you attach your hand and do the wave with the other guy?
Yeah, that's not hard. Yeah.
Can you do the worm?
Yeah, I can do the worm. Yep.
All right.
You do the reverse worm.
Can you do the reverse worm, which we also call the transmission mechanic, where you're sliding under the El Camino?
Yeah, hell yeah.
This is not
good.
advanced.
My money's on Kyle. My money's on Kyle.
Listen, you always bet on white.
Usually
all
no,
about
it's
family.
All right. Is there any footage of Vin Diesel looking better?
Power moves.
So far, we go with
Stop
Kyle,
there.
right?
I can beat him. Yeah, that's stop there. I can beat.
A
that.
lot of breakdancing is like charisma, and I think Kyle's got it in spades.
Thank you. I can beat that now. I'm going to
That's
talk
what
in
I'm
my
saying.
prime. Like I haven't breakdanced in probably 30 years, and I still could do better than that. Whatever that was. That looked like exercise.
I mean, do you think we can get Adam up to snuff to be your partner if we have a tag team match?
We could beat those guys.
All right, good.
I want to dress as cops and talk the entire time. So, okay, what Kyle's going to go ahead and do for you right now, so we'll go ahead and ask him to do the electric boogaloo, and then we're going to do, right now I'm going to go ahead and ask him to do the moonwalk from here, okay, right now?
Okay, right now we're going to do a little pop lock, going to do a little power moves, going to do a little 1990 right now. Okay, we're going to do a windmill right now.
Is there any footage of you doing a moonwalk or any form of breakdancing?
No, I can do a little bit right now for you.
Nice.
Yeah. Wait.
I mean, I don't think you'd see it though.
Could you moonwalk?
I'm on carpet, but you can't really see my legs, so I don't think you'd see. But I can moonwalk.
You can. All right.
I can. I mean, you can't see my feet though. I'm just
we believe you.
You may just be walking backwards.
We believe you. We believe you.
I may have walked backwards.
Mayhem, yeah, you walk backwards. Show Kyle how you can moonwalk. There he goes. Oh, he's moonwalking. There he goes. Oh, yeah. Oh, you got to get that sway going.
Yeah.
Did Michael Jackson rip that off from somebody?
Yeah.
I heard there was a little controversy.
100%.
He did.
He did, yeah. Someone else did the moonwalk first.
Mm-hmm. And, but you got it from watching Michael Jackson?
I got it from the breakdance movie Beat Street, and there was another one called Breakin', and they were terrible movies. I wonder what Rotten Tomatoes they got. They can't be good.
Oh, let's play the game.
All right, you want to guess what do you think's lower? Beat Street?
Beat Street's lower.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
would guarantee it. Beat Street was really terrible.
You know what I loved about, I don't know, the 80s or the 90s, where they'd go like, something would get hot for 10 minutes and they'd make a movie about it, like, oh yeah, BMX, the movie, we're making it. It's like, it's 13-year-olds riding Schwinns, like, it's BMX.
But it gave us stuff, Vision Quest, wrestling movie, that never would happen today in today's, like,
yeah, I agree. I just don't think we're going to get as niche anymore. Right. Like, we're not going to make Electric Bird Scooter the movie. You know what I mean?
Why not? That would be awesome.
Wait a minute. Write that shit down, Kyle.
Beat Street, the plot was this guy was always doing graffiti on white trains, and then he died, and it's hard to root for the guy. He was like vandalizing.
Well, I got news for both of you. 83% with the people on Rotten Tomatoes.
Dude.
And 57 even. Almost fresh.
Almost.
3 away from fresh.
Beat Street?
Mm-hmm. Or Breakin'.
Well, that's
Breakin' came out first. I think Breakin' had like a plot. The Breakin' plot was this ballerina joins their team.
Oh, that's the good one.
Ooh.
No, but Beat Street had like some emotional hook. Like it was
Breakin'
more...
is 33 and 73.
Oh.
Yeah. No, that was they had themes back then. Like, I can't think of the ice skating movie, but the chick's ice skating partner goes down, and she needs a guy to do ice ballet with her. So she gets a rough and tough hockey player who's drummed out of the league for violence, and now we got fish out of water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that movie's called like Toe Pick or something like that.
The Cutting Edge.
The Cutting Edge. That's
somebody.
Toe Pick.
Well, no, that was the whole bit. Was Toe Pick.
Yeah.
Right.
Who are the stars in that? That girl was hot, I remember, but I don't remember her name.
Smoking.
Listen, any 80s or 90s movie where the chick plays an ice skater, sight unseen, she's hot. She's got to be hot.
You're
you
right.
can't not be hot.
You're right.
And be an 80s ice skating movie star.
I don't know. I don't think you can be like not hot and an ice skater. Isn't it like part of the bylaws?
That's true. It's good for the core.
D.B. Sweeney was the guy.
D.B. Sweeney.
D.B. Sweeney. Who the hell's that?
That's the guy
Does not ring a bell.
Yeah.
That's the guy who robbed the commercial flight and
He jumped out, parachuted out, and never found him again.
Who was that girl?
D.B. Sweeney. Oh, she was Maura.
Yes.
Kelly.
Or
Moya, or I don't know how to say her name. D.B. Sweeney did a lot of movies. Yeah.
He sounds familiar. Yeah, but I don't know who he is, to be honest.
It's always all those 80s movies, like First Day of Practice, he shows up on his Harley and his leather jacket. What's going on here?
The CCM bag stinks, he throws it down.
Yeah. Wants to fight one of the judges when they give him a low score. Like, it's all got to be on the nose, right?
Exactly.
Got to be 100%. Oh, yeah. Is there a trailer? For this movie? Because I love shit 80s movies, and God bless Roadhouse and Cobra, but I've seen them both 131 times. I need to broaden my palate a little bit.
You're right.
I need to go a little deeper here. Let's see.
She had a big career for like 2 years and then never saw her again.
She was like when you couldn't get Phoebe Cates.
Yes.
You got her, right?
Yeah.
And then Phoebe Cates retired from acting, and you'd think, oh, she's going to slide in and fill this void.
No.
Yeah.
It's one of those Hollywood things where just somebody dissipates into the ether.
You know what? I don't know. I'm looking at Kyle because he loves movies, and we got to find the trailer for this. But every once in a while, there is some website, there is some guy. I'm talking to all you in that next room. It's like super scary perv dude, and he's like 55, and he like finds he like okay, you guys remember on those like 80s movies, and it's like you didn't like the star or you weren't going to get Molly Ringwald or whatever, but the hot mean chick,
yes,
you're like, what happened to her? You know what I mean? Like, she was so hot, man. And then he goes over her autopsy, not her autopsy, but like she did this, and then she had a small part in Critters 3, and then they later found her dead in her Manhattan apartment, and they found drugs or whatever, and it's like, and then the guy's like, I've watched the film, some nudity, but not as much as I'd like, and it's just a weird deep dive.
Yes.
And I'm trying to think of the chick.
I thought you were trying to think of the dude. I think his name Mr. Skin, something like this. He pervs out. That's his whole deal.
It'd be like if he had a even more pervy brother who drove a van. Okay. I don't think he drives a van. There was a woman. Oh, okay, let's look at the trailer for this, and then I'll think of this.
Oh wait, I'm missing this.
It's 1 o'clock. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm just about 4 hours late here, Rita.
Rita.
Anita.
Gita.
Close.
Got his hockey bag.
Olympic star Doug Dorsey's the best hockey player in America, and he's about to retire. Kate Mosley was America's sweetheart.
Until Hercules here learns how to lock his grip, this will have to do.
And she's got a nickname that rhymes with rich. What a feat. For both of them, the Olympics had become a faraway dream.
Oh, he's working the docks now.
Until someone...
Those are figure skates, pal.
Set up the ultimate blind date.
Who the hell do you think you are?
I'm a guy who came a long way from lunch.
Please don't let me keep you from the trough.
Oh, they don't like each other at the beginning?
The king of the lake and America's ice queen just became a team.
Oh.
Don't quit your day job. Would you please put me down?
Oh.
You cretin!
Guess that movie needs some work.
You've been doing what?
I've been doing a little figure skating.
Finger painting?
finger
matter of
banging.
fact, I do have a boyfriend.
What do you do? Keep him chained up in the basement?
I don't like to see her upset.
If I was you, I'd invest in blindfolds. Are they going to get
Invest in blindfolds.
kill each other?
Fucking put that guy in his
You
place,
look
right?
very nervous. How nervous are you?
Dorsey and Mosley, the American Olympic team's best shot at the goal.
You're falling for him.
I gotta
That's
watch
crazy.
this. I bet they find love.
Missed it. I am throwing
No
myself
way.
at
They hate each other.
Oh.
Get out of my way.
No problem. I've been practicing that move for a year and a half.
D.B. Sweeney,
Man, would I love to see you play hockey.
Moira Kelly,
Any day.
Moira.
The Cutting Edge,
I love it.
Like his nose was perfect.
Yeah. I don't know why we have to have the Rain Men, the chicks who sing "It's Raining Men," the Weathermen or something. I'm trying to think of fucking song.
Yeah, just a
The whole
repeated
thing
loop.
was like,
Yeah.
figure skates, that's gay. That's the whole thing.
It's perfect. It's
What
on
are you doing?
Those movies in the 80s were on the fucking nose with everything. All the time. You want to know what the most 80s movie ever made is?
Please.
Oh, wait, let's see.
Yeah,
wait,
let's
20
guess.
questions?
Yeah.
I can
Ooh.
tell you the most, like there's, the fashion, the attitude, the everything, just the music, like the most 80s. You know what I mean? Because there's some pretty damn 80s movies out there.
I'm thinking, you got me thinking like Piano Key Necktie,
Yeah,
full, you know,
yeah, that's
black and
very
white.
80s.
Amadeus, something
Well, like-
I'm thinking can't buy me love kind of.
Yeah. Pretty in Pink was pretty 80s, but like Ducky Boy was the most 80s in that, like very 80s esque, but still not the most 80s.
What about the Duck movie? That Duck movie.
Howard the Duck. Oh,
That's
the
Pretty
best
80s.
movie.
Look, I'm gonna narrow it down, but it's not gonna be that narrow. And this is a hint, but it's not that great a hint. Kevin Bacon stars in it.
Oh, Footloose.
No.
Killer
See,
Clown.
I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have given you Kevin Bacon if it was Footloose.
Oh, okay. Oh, Animal. Hold on. Animal House, maybe. That's very 80s.
70s. That's 70s.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
No. It takes place in New York, which already makes it very 80s. Like
The Muppets Take Manhattan.
No.
This is a tough one.
Who? Okay, so Kevin Bacon isn't starring in it, obviously.
Okay, I'm going to help.
He's a female.
Kevin Bacon was the star, and he had a fall from grace. Like he was a big time trader, stock market guy, real successful, and had to throw it all away and got busted down to this job.
What? This doesn't sound familiar at all.
Tremors.
All right, I'm gonna lay it on you. I'm laying on you. Quicksilver. He played a bicycle messenger guy in New York, and the bicycle messenger guy had the tough Latina chick and the black guy who wanted to be a stand-up, and they could all ride their bikes, like do tricks on their bikes, and he was a big-time stockbroker guy, right? And he took all his dad's money on a sure stock, and it all fell apart, and he left his dad broke, and his dad couldn't retire, and he swore he'd never trade another stock, so he got a real job doing bike service in Manhattan. and it was like Taxi, but for bike service messengers in Manhattan. And it was the 80s, the most 80 of all the 80s movies. I don't know what it was. 86, 85, 86. All right.
I mean,
we have the
Secret to
trailer.
My Success.
Oh, just watch this. This is it's the most 80s. It's got to have Kevin Bacon in it. It's got to take place in Manhattan if it's going to be real 80s stuff here.
I want to see. Okay, go ahead.
He wasn't just good. He was the best.
It's already 80s.
22 years old.
He was the best. Making all kinds of money.
How bad is it? I lost it all.
Lost it all. Everything.
Greg Silva.
Ooh.
Jack Casey's.
So he
Just
wasn't the
Minded.
best.
The song.
seventh Avenue, two together. Go. I don't have half of what you have.
In a world where the pressure's off.
I'm on the street. I feel good, man. I feel.
Oh, yeah. When you're on the street, you feel free, man. Like when I'm dancing.
I go west.
Risk is purely personal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Sensual.
I remember this.
Sensual.
Is in your every
It's like,
move.
only time I feel free is when I'm doing cop talk, man.
Bike and delivering junk. That's for you.
They want to draw him back into the high finance world.
Have it anymore.
He's lost.
On the nerve.
Hector said you were some kind of big head honcho once.
Oh, what's her name's in
An
this?
instinct you learn on the streets.
Well, if that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
case,
Lawrence
exactly
Fishburne.
smart. Then what's he doing here?
He's learning on the streets.
Messing with something you don't know nothing about. This isn't about business, is it?
Is a feeling you never lose.
You have all these choices that you can make.
She's the most 80s chick of all
She's
time.
very 80s. What was her name?
Get out.
His way.
I'm staying with it.
When you
She.
have nothing left.
All right.
All you really
Oh,
need
bike off at the end.
is the courage to get it back. Kevin Bacon.
Even the logo.
Yes.
That is a terrible.
It's the most 80s thing that's ever existed. Although it did, I think it took place in
Wait.
San Francisco because they went over the street. All right,
Wait,
I'll give you one other alternative in the most 80s.
Wait, and I just want to. I sorry, but like, secret to my success. Can we also throw that into this pile to see which is the most 80s?
I'll
Because
have my assistant look at it during the break.
take a look at it.
I'll
That
just have him
Quicksilver is a
peruse it.
terrible plot.
That's what makes it 80s.
I know.
But do I have it right? He was a traitor and he was the best, but he was 22 and he lost everything. So how is he the best if he lost everything at 23 years old? And then he wanted to ride a bike instead, and that's the movie plot?
Because the only time he felt free, man, was on the streets, on the Schwinn, man.
Please suspend your disbelief.
I can't even imagine what. Okay, go
Listen,
ahead.
Jamie Gertz was in it. Was Jamie Gertz in The Secret of My Success?
No, but
okay,
the
then
other
get the
one
fuck
was.
out of here.
Michael J. Fox is like the most 80s.
Okay, all right, but we need, if Jamie Gertz wasn't in it, then, because you know why?
She might be in it.
She was in the second most 80s movie of all time.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, I know you're going to say the one with Robert Downey Jr.
That's right.
Zero.
Less
something.
than zero. Less than zero was the second most
That was
80s.
very 80s.
So if you don't have Jamie Gertz in your movie offering of most 80s movie ever, then we're out.
It's not Gertz or nothing.
No, but it's Gertz-centric.
Put in.
It is
Secret of
Gertz-centric.
My Success. Watch it without judging this as Kyle's idea. Just watch Secret of My Success, like clean.
I don't have anything against you,
Have
bro.
that, Dawson?
Oh my God.
All right. You think that the trailer for Secret of My Success is going to be
more 80s? Yeah, I do.
Because it was it was a New York Manhattan thing, right?
It was. It was also like money. It was also money.
Yeah.
It was also Michael J. Fox. The music.
Yeah, I mean, Wall Street was kind of even one of the most 80s things ever.
I'm walking on sunshine. Like 80s song, the whole thing.
He's talking soundtrack and everything.
You're talking to a breakdancer.
We forgot.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not talking to fucking Vin Diesel over here. You're talking to a real breakdancer.
All right, here we go. Just open your minds.
All right, wait a minute. Listen,
Don't
we're
hate
going
it
to get
automatic.
backed up here. We need to
All right,
take a break. We need to take a break, and we'll come back, and we'll watch the pod, and we'll watch the trailer, and then we'll do some news, and we'll do all that right after this.
Hey, I'm Adam Carolla. That's Brad Williams and Jay Leno. Hey, everybody. Over there, we're doing our third annual comedy fantasy camp. That's going to be January 23rd through the 26th, right in Hollywood, California. Where else would it be? These guys are going to be there.
So remember, 2 out of every 3 comics make it big.
Well, 1.5.
Do I get paid for this? Please tell me I get paid for this.
Go to comedyfantasycamp.com and get in on the fun.
Bioptimizers, magnesium breakthrough. Well, if you're getting enough magnesium, because 4 out of 5 Americans aren't, and that affects your sleep and your mood and all the other things you need. And then your sleep affects your mood. So it becomes a vicious cycle. Since I added magnesium breakthrough to my nightly routine, I fall asleep with no problem and I wake up refreshed. Other magnesium supplements might give you 1 or 2 forms of magnesium. Magnesium breakthrough contains all 7 forms of magnesium. All Bioptimizer supplements are best in class, and you can get a full refund if you don't love it. No questions asked. And if you disagree, they offer a 365-day money-back guarantee. So that's a company that's pretty confident in its product. It's not a 10-day trial exchange. It is a 365-day money-back guarantee. I take it every night before I go to bed. It's a game changer. Buy Optimizers. Am I right, Dawson?
Don't miss out on the most relaxing sleep with Magnesium Breakthrough. For an exclusive offer, go to buyoptimizers.com/Adam and use promo code Adam during checkout to save 10%. And if you subscribe, not only will you get amazing discounts and free gifts, you will make sure your monthly supply is guaranteed.
Think you know who's going to win the election? Or how many House or Senate seats are going to go Democrat or Republican, and who's going to win? Well, there's finally a legal way to bet on the elections. Kalshi, the first legal exchange where you can trade, bet on any event, including elections. Kalshi went to court and won legal approval for election betting for the first time in over 100 years. Hundreds of thousands of people, close to 1 billion in trades. And right now, Trump and Harris are trading at about 50-50. If you place a bet on either, you double your money if they end up winning. So you want to have some fun with the election, or maybe you hedge your bets. Maybe if you're a Harris fan, you go for Trump, or vice versa. That way, if your person loses, you still win. It's Kalshi, right, Dawson?
Put your money where your mouth and lawn sign is and give Kalshi a try. Sign up using our link, kalshi.com/Adam, and the first 500 traders who deposit $100 will get a free $20 credit. That's Kalshi, KALSHI.com/Adam to get a $20 credit. Celebrating 15 years of podcasting, here's a memorable moment from the Adam Carolla Show's Ace Awards archives.
Hey, Bobby Hollander.
Yeah.
We're going to set up Sex Ranch.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be hot.
Chris Canyon.
Blow your asshole off.
No.
Make it.
Yeah.
Go all the way up to your vagina. Make it one big vast hole.
Yeah. See, now here's the thing, Bobby.
Yeah.
Chrissy Canyon's in this one.
Yeah. She's in Swank, Hustler.
Mm-hmm.
You take a poop on your chest, and then you send her.
No.
She'll send you a picture of poop and get your address.
Now for some new memorable moments, let's get back to the Adam Carolla Show.
Put my mic on. There we go. Remind me one day to tell you who Bobby Hollander is. I think you're going to really... I opened Kyle's world to Bobby Hollander. And
I had no idea.
Once you see Bobby Hollander, you really can't unsee Bobby Hollander.
Nope.
You know?
Oh, no.
All right. Secret to my success trailer. Yeah.
Okay.
You got Fox.
Let me just
and you
say
got
this.
Manhattan.
And this is 1987. I think it's got to be between 84 and 87. 89, 88, 82. Those were two. This is right up there. This is peak 80.
All right. We'll watch. Listen.
Pretty 80s.
Yeah, that deserves honorable mention in the 80s department. So what we'll do is you podiumed. You got a bronze.
Yeah.
You're up on the podium.
I don't think you get to decide.
I am the sanctioning body.
Quicksilver.
We got standards over here.
Quicksilver is just a little more 80s. Just a little more. Okay. I'll bet.
You know the Hall of Fame didn't have Pete Rose in it? Like
I get it. Okay. Just the fact that Kevin Bacon wore a long sleeve peasant shirt with a vest.
Yeah.
Just the vest. We'll do a vest count. A casual vest count, not three-piece suit. A casual vest over a long-sleeve shirt count, and I guarantee we'll have a higher count on Quicksilver, and then that makes it more 80s.
I'm not saying Quicksilver isn't 80s. I'm just saying it's number one, was not that popular of a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
These guys,
not in the Dunnigan home, evidently. But at the Carolla house, I mean, we've had a shrine to bacon in his 10-speed.
The only way to solve this is see who sold more Betamax.
That's a good point. Oh yeah, we'd give the nod. but go back and watch Less Than Zero because that is very 80s too.
Oh yeah,
a lot of cocaine flying around. And what's her name? This whatever that actress. Can't remember all these.
Gertz,
Bangles.
Jamie Gertz. Yeah. Who, by the way, Bangles playing. Yeah. Okay. You know my theorem. When that movie came out, when Jamie Gertz was at the height of her powers in like 86 and a half, 87, a 23-year-old truck driving, apartment living, roommate, futon sharing, $11 an hour, Adam Carolla did not have a shot, a snowball's chance at hell at a Jamie Gertz. I think a millionaire, 6-year-old Adam Carolla has a real shot at a 57-and-a-half-year-old Jamie Gertz
I want to see
right
that.
now.
Yeah.
Probably put a little weight on, maybe divorce, you know what I mean? Hysterectomy, you know, whatever. Just on the other side, I think in this equation, and I work this out all the time. I mean, I got to cast a Falcon crest I could get. The crest. What the fuck? Well, I pick 80s shows I watch, and I could get them now.
Wait,
you know what I mean?
We can make an 80s movie like this. We do like a $1 bet that you can get Gertz and I can get Moira.
Oh,
right here.
Oh, well, hold on. All right, I think you can do it.
They find out about it, but we fell in love, and now we got to tell them, wait, it started as a bet, but now we really love you. You know, be that kind of movie.
And you have to win the breakdancing contest to like save the hall.
I have devastating news.
Yes.
Devastating news.
No.
Jamie Gertz is married to the owner of the Atlanta Hawks.
I think you still got a shot.
Hey,
you still got a shot.
Mayhem, I appreciate what you're doing right now, but knock it off. Let me live with my feelings for a second.
Okay.
Let me just digest this.
I bet Moira's married too.
And don't get me wrong, Mayhem. I like what you tried to do there, but it's not going to work.
It was nice, yeah.
It was nice of you.
I thought that could be another plot twist.
I had to living in Sherman Oaks in the condo, you know, going out for roles on sitcoms as people's mom or stepmom. That's the Jamie Gertz. I was not married to the guy who owns the Atlanta Hawks.
That's rough.
That's not going to work.
In my mind, he's like an old fat racist, and you know what I mean? You're the quirky guy. Like, hey, I got a radio show.
I like where your head's at, but it's just not going to work.
Here's the 80s movie of that.
But how about Moya? How about we can find out if Kyle can get Moya?
Here's the movie. You get her husband to cheat on her, and then you slip in, and then you start dating, and then she finds out. But then you do the whole but now I love you thing.
I appreciate what you guys are trying to do, but it's not going to work. I got to go back.
Let me tell you right now. Go
back to Charlene Tilton. Turns out Moya's husband owns the Denver Nuggets. So you're out, Kyle. Wow, what a bizarre happenstance.
I think I would have been out.
Two rando 80s actresses and married to moguls. This is brutal, Kyle.
If he was frying McNuggets, I'd still be out.
What happened to Moya? Is she okay?
Moira, isn't it?
Moira.
Moira?
I don't know. Okay.
Nobody.
How old is she? Has she put on? Has she put on weight?
No
and
way.
Has Hollywood turned their back on her? Those are the three main things for you to get her. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna revive her career.
Yeah. No, she's just got to be knocked down a couple notches. That's all. She's 56. Okay. All right. Yeah. Hopefully he's put on a couple of LBs, and hopefully the acting roles have dried up. That's all. And that's where you swoop in.
She's married. I bet $1 million she's happily married, kids. Because she really disappeared. That's the one who gets married kids when they really disappear hard, which she did.
All right. All right, Mayhem, you want to do a couple of news stories?
Yeah,
as long as we're here?
Let's get on to the news, all right? Well, first off, we talked about this at the top. LeBron and Bronny James, history is made. They shared the court in the Lakers season opener. I mean, you were there. They won the game.
They won the game.
Tell me about it. Like, was it? I mean, it was electric in there, I'm sure.
Oh, I didn't tell you guys about getting burned by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
What?
I forgot that story.
You got big leagued?
I got big timed. Yeah, he gave me the high hat.
What? Like,
yeah. Every hat on him is high, but he gave me the high hat. I mean, really, what just happened to me with what's her name marrying the guy who owns the Nuggets at times two. I'm Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Hawks. Falcons. Okay. Anyway, so I'm down. I go in. I get there. I bring my girlfriend and my daughter and her friend. And we go there, and we get to go to the patio, which is the backstage drinks and food sushi place, right? And so we come walking in there, and going to get a drink and some food, and we're going to hang out for a few minutes before we go in and get our seats. It was Jeannie Buss and Jay Moore. I was married to Jeannie Buss. She got me these great seats, row 3, like right on the floor pretty much, right in the middle. Like, great, fine. Went back, saw Jeannie, said hi to her, sweetheart. Saw Jay, said hi to him. Saw Jay had his son there, said hi to them. Hung out, they said hi to us. We all sat there, ate. And then I noticed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar there. Now, Kareem was sitting in a wheelchair. He didn't look that bad, but he was in a wheelchair. And people were talking to him, but not too much. It was just kind of sitting there. And I was like, I had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on my radio show, and I also had him on this podcast, and I talked to him about his jazz book, I think. And we had a really nice, kind of intimate, long-form conversation. And at the end, all I have is memories. Like I have feelings. Like sometimes I'll go, yeah, I remember talking to that guy. I like that guy. And then there are other guys like, that guy's a douche. I don't like that guy. But, when you interview 10,000 people, all you have is a feeling. You're more like an animal that likes someone or doesn't like someone. I go, oh yeah, that guy was good. I like that guy. And then it's like, I don't like that guy. But it's just a feeling. So Kareem and I had a great dialogue. And like at the end, he was saying stuff like, well, that was one of the best interviews I've had, or thank you for that, man. I really enjoyed that talk. Or he said some positive stuff, So now I see him over there, and I'm like, leave him alone, So I leave him alone. And then later on, I'm walking out to our seats, and I see him sitting front row, like right on the aisle. And I'm walking past him now. And I'm like, hey, should I stop and say hi? And I go, leave him alone. So I leave him alone. Then, at like halftime, everyone goes back to the porch, and he's in the patio, whatever it's called, and he's sitting there in that chair again. And this time, he's got people. Michael Cooper's coming by to take a pic. This lady over here's taking a pic. That lady over there's taking a pic. And I'm sitting there, and I go, we had a good conversation, and I should stop being this way. Like, why is my default setting, oh, he doesn't want to talk to you. Maybe he does want to talk to you. Maybe he remembers our dialogue, and we had a good conversation, whatever. So I should get over myself. I should go over there and say hi to him. But there was a constant sort of group of people coming by wanting to say hi. So I had to kind of wait till it thinned out a little bit. But it wouldn't thin out to the point where nobody was saying hi. It was just, at some point, it was just him sitting there with a kind of a middle-aged woman just sitting next to him who didn't look like anybody you'd recognize or former anything. I don't know who she was, but she was just sitting there, and they were sort of having a dialogue. And I was like, this is about my only window here. So I walked around to the other side of his wheelchair, and I said, excuse me, my name's Adam Carolla. I do radio show and a pod, and I've interviewed you a couple times, and I just wanted to say hi, and he didn't even look at me. He just goes, "Could you excuse us?"
Oh.
And I went, "Oh."
Ace, you're taking it all wrong.
This is like me finding out that my best girl's married to the owner. 2 times in less than 24 hours, I've been crestfallen. I'm not having a good day. It's been a rough patch.
Oh, this happened last night.
This happened last night. He didn't look at me. He didn't go like, "Oh yeah, that was fun." But I'm talking to this.
You're taking L's.
He just went. He said, "Can you pardon us right now?" I said, "We got it okay right now." He said, "Can you pardon us?" And we're having a conversation. Like I didn't. He was. Now I then went to the bathroom, cried, wept openly in one of the stalls, and then came back. I came back like 10 minutes later. They were still having a conversation. So whoever this person, I took a little solace in that this was somebody he knew from the organization. I don't know what they were talking about, but I got the fucking...
This is a failure in strategy, though. This is a failure in strategy.
It's my fault.
You had to go early before a social battery was drained and before a woman was right in that. That's my take on
I'll
those
tell
situations.
you, and I did consider this. I did the Dodger Celebrity All-Star, Night of Stars baseball game with him one year. I did it like 5 times, but I did it with him one year. And it was like raining or something, so I had to go into the area, this lounge or something, and kill an hour before the game or whatever it was. And this woman came by, like a fan, and went, "Mr. Abdul-Jabbar, I'm such a big fan. Could you sign this baseball?" And he's like, "No." and she's like, "It really mean a lot, to my son." And he's like, "No." And she's like, "Really? It really? I got the pen right here in my hand." He's like, "No." And then she leaves. And then 10 minutes later, clearly her son, the 8-year-old boy, she loaded him up and pushed him back. And he came by and he's like, "Mr. Jabbar, could you do something?" He's like, "Nope." Oh. And I'm sitting right next to him, and I'm fucking so uncomfortable all the time. And she's like, "Really would mean a lot, right?" "No, son, no, I'm not going to do that." And I was like, I wanted to just stand up and scream, "Just sign the fucking ball. This is killing me." And you could have signed a dozen balls by now. And you just told him fucking no to his face 5 times. So I considered that as I walked over. I knew he had that gear, He had the no gear in him. So I got what that kid got. Yeah.
I had that last night. I had an awkward social. I was at the Comedy Cellar. There was somebody there that was kind of a history of, I don't know what, some stuff. And you ever do that? It's when you're nervous, you say something accidentally mean. I said looking good, but the person was clearly not looking good. You ever said it to someone who's and then they just scowled at me and walked away. I mean,
because you lied to their face.
I told Vince Vaughn, who was my neighbor at the time, literally lived next at the building, lived in the house next to mine, that I had a neighbor when I lived in the Hollywood Hills that I hated so much that if his house caught on fire, I wouldn't save him. And I used to say that all the time. And one day at 10:30 at night, someone rang my gate and they yelled, "Your neighbor's house is on fire. Call the fire department," and then hung up. And I stood there and I looked out the window and I saw his house on fire. And I stared at the phone. But I remember the commitment I made in front of God.
No!
And Vince Vaughn was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, I didn't call the fire department, Vince." And he's like, "I'm your neighbor. You like me, right?" I'm like, "I would definitely call the fire department, Vince, but this neighbor was such a douchebag." And he's like, "You didn't call the fire?" And I'm like, "Well, to be fair to me, I was staring at my phone at some sort of weird crossroads because I swore I wouldn't call the fire department, but I didn't know there'd be a witness. Someone would ring my buzzer and tell me to call the fire department." So I was telling Vince, I was like, I may have called. I was staring at my phone for a minute, but as I was staring at my phone, a fire truck pulled up. So I never had to make that call. So I didn't cross myself because I made an oath, and he was like, seems like he should have called the fire department. I was like, Vince, this guy's a real douche, like a super douchebag, not cool like you. Yeah. And then I never talked to him again. So I think maybe there was something there. So it would have been something.
I got some more news.
Oh, there's more news.
There's more
One
news.
more story because G-Eazy is out there.
All right. Well, one more story if you're going to do it. Look, former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO Mike Jeffries all smiles with the ankle monitor as he posts a $10 million bond following his sex trafficking arrest.
Well, there's that
bizarre.
guy. I don't trust guys who design clothes or sell clothes.
Yeah.
That guy, and then there's that other guy from like L.A., whatever, that had all those creepy billboards with like, I don't know, 14-year-old girls in underpants. But they're like
American Apparel.
That guy got into all kinds of trouble.
All kinds.
Too. Just, ladies, don't trust a dude who wants to make clothes for chicks.
Well, guys either, because this is all about dudes.
Oh, boy. I don't trust any of these guys.
He's an 80-year-old is accused of wielding power, wealth, and influence to traffic male models for his sexual pleasure. Yeah, it's pretty bad what they're accusing him of. It seems pretty bad. Even a guy young as 19 got caught up in this, and he got out on bail, $10 million bond, and strolled off grinning for the cameras with a ankle monitor on. Pretty rough life if he gets busted and goes away for it. But there's 15 John Does that are involved in this, and he led Abercrombie & Fitch for 22 years and left in 2014 with a $25 million exit
I feel
package.
bad for the guitar player from the band X, whose name is John Doe. Because every time
how many times has he been
male prostitute gets raped, it's like he's a John Doe, and then he has to explain to his mom who's calling, who saw the headline. It's not me, Mom. No,
Oh, thank God.
They
No.
use that name generically.
I was worried sick.
Yes, no, Mom. I'm still in the band X. We're doing fine.
Are you missing?
No. The guy who's missing is they call him a John Doe. That's just my stage name, but I'm not that guy, and I wasn't the male prostitute that was raped violently in the park bathroom either.
Okay, right here. What I'm going to do is going to go take down your statement, John Doe. How many times were you molested, John Doe, right here, right now?
Well, officer, my name is John Doe, and this guy was driving a Subaru, and it got too close to my guitar. So I want you to. I do like guys. It is a rich guy move, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where you call the cop and you go, come down here. I don't like this guy's attitude, and I want you to arrest him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
is.
Like, that's a weird. Poor people are always trying to avoid the cops, like, all the time.
Yes.
And even if they get robbed, they're still like, I don't want the cops anywhere near here because there's other shit they could find and whatever. I got a warrant or whatever the fuck it is. When I was a poor person, it's like, just don't deal with cops. Doesn't matter.
Never.
You don't want a cop. You have a guy beating the shit out of you in the street. You don't want a cop to show up because somehow you're going to get into trouble too.
Exactly.
Rich guy just gets off his fucking Shimano and just calls the cops. Just come down and arrest this guy for me. Okay, right now.
He learned his lesson.
Okay, right now.
All right, Dunnigan, let me give you a plug. Oh, going to be at the Comedy Mothership. I was just out there a couple of weeks ago. What a setup over there.
I know. That's a great club.
That's coming up in December 6th through the 8th. More dates at KyleDunniganComedy.com, yes?
Or I have both of them. KyleDunnigan.com works now. So either one's good. But I'm doing a tour of the 10 cities right now.
People should tweet us as the most 80s movies ever. I mean, look, I'm not saying I'm infallible. I'm saying I got Quicksilver and I got Less Than Zero up there. If someone
Gremlins
is pretty.
That BVK's. Oh, and that's Fast Times. Was that in the 80s?
Yeah, it's pretty 80s, but it's hard. Part of it kind of has to be a bad movie.
Yeah.
Oh, Breakfast Club. That was very.
But that was not bad enough.
It's not a bad movie. Ferris Bueller, not bad enough.
Yeah, it needs to be bad.
Oh, Ferris Bueller is good, yeah.
All right, we'll talk to G-Eazy right after this. Election Day is coming up. November 5th, if memory serves, and that's where sendthevote.org comes in. 30% of registered voters do not turn out to vote, and only 23% of people under 30 voted in the last election. Come on, America. Come on, youngsters. We got to do better than that. Sendthevote.org/Adam makes registering to vote very easy. It's nonpartisan. They don't care who you're voting for. They just want to ensure that you vote because you're an American. It's your civic duty. Head over to sendthevote.org/Adam and they'll help you sign up, register, and they'll check and make sure you're all set to go. You can also text Adam to 33022. That's 33022 to learn more. That's ADAM to 33022. Don't be another no-show statistic. Let's get it done this year at sendthevote.org/Adam. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Yeah, they're in the business of keeping your car on the road. They offer friendly, helpful service and the parts and knowledge you need for all your maintenance and repairs. I've been using these guys for a million years. You know I'm a car guy. I used them way before I got into show business, that's for sure, and I use them now. They've got thousands of parts, accessories in stock, either in store or online, so you never have to worry if you're in a jam. The team at O'Reilly Auto Parts can test your battery for free, and they can do it in your car. You don't have to pull it from your car. If it needs to be replaced, well, they'll help you find the right battery for your vehicle. Need your windshield wipers replaced, a brake light fixed, maybe a quick service. They'll help you find the right part at the right price point. And if not, they'll help you find the nearest local repair shop to help you as well. Whether you're an aficionado of the automobile like I am, or auto novice, you'll find the employees at O'Reilly Auto Parts knowledgeable, helpful, and best of all, friendly. The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts are your one-stop shop for all things auto, do-it-yourself, and can find you what you need in store or online. It's O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Adam, my wife and I went out to a nice dinner at a upscale seafood restaurant. I ordered a gin martini with a lemon, and when it showed up, it was a slice of lime. Should have said yellow lemon. Used your trick.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
G-Eazy is in the studio. Happened to me last night. Ordered a drink with a lemon. Gave me a lime.
Oh, man.
I know it's heartbreaking. Isn't
Don't you just, doesn't that just grind your gears?
We are so dumb and out of it as a society now
it's
that we need a new name for lemon or lime because the L confuses people and their short-term memory is not 8 seconds. It's not from the time I said it to now.
It's 0.8. We're all goldfish.
Is it because we're all staring into a screen all day?
And it's just too much overstimulation and too much, and it's just free porn and it's just, it's everything is just thrown at you all the time and then you got to give your email when you buy something at the store and all your customer profile information. It's just too much.
We're not meant for this.
Google doesn't even work. You got to scroll through a page of promoted and sponsored and ads. They're paid to be the top of Google. I wonder what happens. Should I just click I'm feeling lucky? I haven't done that in a long time.
We're just catching autism.
Yeah. Should we go? I was looking at a picture of you in a fastback 65 Mustang.
Yeah.
Black with like the red kind of rocker stripe on
the
trim.
Cindy right there.
And I just thought, maybe we need to get back to that. Where you get in a car and it smells like a car
and
inside.
it just is a car.
It's just a car. It doesn't do anything else.
A phone. I mean, it's. I say this all the time when I'm. The other day I was trying to make a call and I had no service, and I'm like, I'm in a major metropolitan city, Los Angeles, and this thing of mine in my pocket. Phones were invented, over 100 years ago,
Yeah.
And now it does everything but be a phone because I couldn't make a call. Right. I'm like, I just want you to be a phone.
Going backwards.
I don't need access to, everything else right now. Can you just be a phone?
Yeah, I don't. I worry that we're not See, here's what I think. I think future generations will be able to cope with this because we will have shown the way. But we're lab rats. This is an experiment with us. I mean, I grew up where there was a phone and it was bolted to the kitchen wall and it had a rotary dial on it. And if you ordered anything to be delivered to your house, first off, from 0 to 32, no box was ever dropped off anywhere I ever lived. Now everything just shows up. But if you ordered something, it was like allow 6 to 8 weeks for delivery. It's not next day anything. We had something called delayed gratification, and we were happier with delayed gratification.
Yeah.
You don't know you want delayed gratification, but you want it and you need it in every aspect.
Yeah,
and we've taken the foreplay out of life. We went right
now,
right to the screw,
and then you're over it,
and
right
it's
away.
over, and you're immediately over.
There's a building where everyone was complaining that the elevator was too slow. And everybody was stressed about the elevator being too slow, and they had $2 million job set up, redo, rebar, Otis Elevator Company. And then what happens? They put mirrors in the elevator. Everyone stopped complaining.
Really? Oh, and that was all that changed.
Because it's just that's it. Because now nobody thought that the elevator.
It's important to just sit with yourself. And sometimes, sit with
your
yourself.
own thoughts.
Man, and, I try to go without my phone, as much as I can. Or it's the best
tough.
when it breaks or you lose it or something and you got to go a day or two without a phone.
You're right.
You know what the best...
I'm like so much happier.
Yeah, you're right.
So much
Mental health day.
Oh, my God.
Mental health phone day.
The best mirror you'll ever see. Because
there's above the bed on the...
No, you're right.
On the
No,
ceiling?
there's mirrors and then there's mirrors. The worst mirror is the barber mirror where they put the cape around you. They go real tight. You just look like a big pumpkin head retarded kid
and then they
sitting
comb
there.
your hair in weird ways and you look silly.
And you're just staring at yourself.
Can you spin me around? I don't want to see myself.
Yeah, you like the back. You like it round or flat? I always go, how is it now? Because I don't know. I don't know. I never see it. That's for other people. I always go, you decide.
Yeah.
And best mirror? Vegas mirror on the elevator roof.
Ooh.
Because you look up, you look like a superhero. You look like George Clooney, and you're always buzzed.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, fella.
Oh, yeah.
Looking good. Those people in the casino are going to be really impressed when you come out of this elevator. Best mirrors on the ceiling of a Vegas elevator.
Yeah.
So you're touring. You're
Yeah.
going out. You're going to be at the Shrine Expo Hall. That's coming up in a couple days. Also, going to San Diego, going to Phoenix as well. So when
I'm going to Timbuktu.
You're going everywhere.
Oh, man. I'm a big thing in Timbuktu.
Do you fly everywhere? Do you bus?
I take the tour bus. I can't wait. I was just saying to, I love the tour bus. It kind of rocks you to sleep.
Yes.
It's like... And I moved to New York 2 years ago from LA, and I was saying the same thing. It's like I prefer my New York apartment, with less space than the big house in the hills here. I mean, it's just kind of like a simpler life, less is more, and it's just.
No, I was thinking about that the other day because I lived in 7,500 square feet in La Crescenta or La Cañada, and a big, sprawling, beautiful pool and backyard and outdoor barbecue and stuff. And then I moved to 2,000 square feet in Malibu, which is beautiful. But I kind of like the smaller, scaled down life a little better.
You know what I mean? You only have the mass and the 24 hours of one human being, right? You know what I mean? So you could, the cars. It's like you can have a Jay Leno garage, but it's like, and not to collecting is one thing, But in terms of practicality and enjoyment and actual time of getting to what do you want to do with your time? You mentioned barbecue and pool, and it's not like you can barbecue and pool at the same time because you're underwater. You can't flip the dogs.
Good point.
You know what I mean? And you could have 6 bedrooms, but you can only sleep in one of them at night.
No, I feel that way.
Musical chairs to the bedrooms through your night. You know what I mean? So it's like
I feel that way when they go, J-Lo's house is for sale. It's got 13 bedrooms and 44 bathrooms, and I'm like. Really, it's like 22 bathrooms. And also, I don't know why the bathroom to bedroom ratio has to be 2 to 1. Because it's like, their house has 11 bedrooms and 28 bathrooms. And I'm like, how many assholes do you have?
Yeah.
Like, how's
no,
this
and
work?
I mean, it's for having big parties, but it's like, but then you gotta, I don't know, man. I grew up, in my grandparents' home.
Were you in the Oakland area?
Yeah. And it was a home. It was like, like family could open door policy to family and very close friends who needed a place to crash, at different times. But it was like my aunt and uncle in this room, me and my mom and little brother in this room, grandma and grandpa here. But the warmth of the walls and the books and the rugs and the vibe of like it was a home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not like a
and
sprawling.
You wouldn't have, you know what I mean? Like 28 bathrooms that you throw in parties and you're having all these people, but all these people would be in your home. And I did that when I moved to LA, the big house in the hills, and I'd have all these parties there. But then it's like, you kind of just, it's like it violates your like home space and the energy and the essence,
Yeah. Did you grew up in your grandparents' home?
Yeah, and then, we moved out and got our own place eventually, me, my mom, and little brother.
Because your dad split or something?
Yeah, my mom left.
Yeah, I did a lot of grandparents' house stuff, too, as chronicled on many of these shows. I had that situation as well. Good to have grandparents that are sort of intact and there and solid and everything.
Yeah. It's, I can't imagine. I don't have children, but parenting is got to be a damn challenge. You know what I mean?
Did they have a food? Like, were they an ethnicity? Did they do some cooking? Like, was there some specialty they did?
Some bad cooking.
They're not good.
Some bad cooking. Some lower decent, upper bad cooking.
Oh, really?
I'd call it mid decent. Occasionally the upper decent.
And so you and your mom were there for a while, and then you got it together and moved out somewhere.
Yeah.
And Oakland still? Apartment at that point?
Yeah, a little small house. Yeah.
And then so when did music start to come in?
Around that time. My aunt and uncle who were in my grandparents' house were rock and rollers, and they would rehearse in the basement of the house with their band, and I'm seeing ripped jeans and flannel shirts and beer, and I'm
were
like
they
five.
covering songs or doing original songs?
No, they were original, like surf rock, alternative rock in the mid '90s. A bit psychedelic, and I was blown away. I was like, this is so cool. Like, this is cool. And I felt like I was at a concert when I'd sit on the steps down in the basement, and me and my little brother would sit there and just googly-eyed watching them rehearse and play. And always wanted to be in music, but the culture that I was growing up in and gravitating to and identifying with, it was hip-hop. And so the music I wanted to make was rap. It wasn't, But I played like a little bit of piano, and I knew enough music so I could, make my beats. And
who are your musical influences at that time? Because that's like the richest time for hip hop, really.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Dre, 2001, that album changed everything for me,
course,
and I was probably like 10. Which is, the age of like 7 to 12 is very formative, I think, in developing your taste of music.
Yeah.
Because prior to that, your brain is not ready to really compute, what you like and don't like. You just listen to what your parents are playing. But she played a lot of the Beatles, a lot of Dylan, a lot of Bob Marley, a lot of Nina Simone, Nirvana. God, we listened to that Unplugged CD, on the drives. Every
Your
weekend
mom?
to go see my dad, you know what I mean? Over and over and
But
over.
then
and over.
what type of hip hop influenced
Oh man,
you?
it was Tupac, it was Dr. Dre, it was, like early Eminem, it was Jay-Z. And then you had this, in the Bay Area, we had E40, Mac Dre, Too Short, so it was kind of a big, wide, eclectic range, of cultural influences and musical influences that I was being exposed to.
I can kind of hear the Bay in your music, like this type of like sing-songy flow and whatnot. But what I would think, like, what's your process now for writing songs? Is it sitting in the studio, the classic thing, sitting, drinking in the studio, talking shit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Man, it's all just energy, like Captain a Bottle. We have different mediums and different vehicles of translating the human experience into a work of art. Whether that's comedy, whether that's film, whether that's music, whether that's like visual art. I've now spent 20 years with my craft. It's just my language of how I. So in our case, in terms of operationally in the process, Yeah, there's the little things that you do in the studio, but it's all about, you got to be having fun or open your mind and just feel free to creatively capture the essence and turn it into a song.
Was everyone okay with you doing this, or were people trying to talk you out of it, wanted you to go to college? Although you did go to college, right?
Yeah, that was just the only kind of condition. And it was like the one school I got into, it was in New Orleans after Katrina. And I think they were just, please come to New Orleans, try to rebuild the economy, the city.
You think if Katrina didn't happen?
Man, I don't know. But there was an important thing about leaving home, broadening your horizons, going to school, learning how to learn and how to complete something and see it through.
Was it a musical school?
It was. There was a program, music industry studies, but it was more so like just the essence of going there in general and just having to see something through. I still have night terrors to this day about the last semester that I'm about to graduate, and I haven't been in this one class all semester. I got to take a final, but I promised my grandma I'd finish school.
Did you get a scholarship?
Yeah. Yeah, I had to keep a 2.0 to keep my scholarship, and guess what I graduated with cumulatively? A 2.1.
Nice.
Wow.
Just under.
But it's funny, Katrina, because I got recruited to play football in these little shitty colleges. But there was one college that people heard of that I did get recruited to play, which was Marshall, which has Randy Moss went there, and it had a good program, but it was only several years after their plane crashed and killed the entire team. So that's kind of like your Katrina.
Yeah.
Like I don't think Marshall would have come calling if their entire team wasn't killed. I mean, it was killed. It was 10 years early. Well, that's my Katrina.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Marshall was a good program. They had Chad Pennington. They weren't recruiting me from North Hollywood. I was getting recruited by Lewis and Clark and Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo and Willamette University. I didn't know. I hadn't even heard of these places. But Marshall was the only good one. Yeah. But that's because the plane crashed. Yeah, Cal Poly Pomona, Cal Poly San Luis.
San Luis Obispo, man, they party out there.
Yeah, I should have went. I did have. I don't know. They have a good engineering or agriculture. I don't even know. I couldn't even think about it. But you got your degree.
Yeah.
And then you came back to the Bay Area?
Well, I lived in New Orleans for another couple of years, and then,
How was that?
Ah, man, I mean, hot.
Yeah.
It's real humid down there.
Is it a place, so it's a weird thing. I've talked to people that tried to move to New Orleans. It's like, hey, you can't really live here. You just have to visit.
Yeah, it's a nice place
here. It's like me going, I'm moving into Knott's Berry Farm. Like someone goes, you just got to go there for a day, but then you leave. No, I'm living there, bro.
No, but
it's not going to work out.
People who are from New Orleans, man, real New Orleanians, they do not want to leave that damn city, man. I tell you what. My little brother still lives there. He went to Loyola as well, and he got married last year. And his wife's family, and they're all from New Orleans, like generationally. And I was, I thought after they get married, they move back to Cali. No, not leaving. I'm not leaving.
I've been in New Orleans a few times. I did the parade, on the float, did the whole thing.
Yeah.
Happened
Mardi Gras.
Yeah, did the Mardi Gras thing. Did it with Jimmy. We were grand marshals, but it's only because Tommy Lasorda crapped out.
Dude, how many planes are you taking down?
Yeah, I know. Tommy Lasorda was supposed to be the grand marshal, but Tommy Lasorda, like last second, got sick, and they called me and Jimmy. And so me and Jimmy were the grand marshals, but they'd already printed up 100,000 Tommy Lasorda beads with his face on a medallion.
Yeah.
And all I did was go on a pirate ship and throw beads at people, and Jimmy was throwing beads. All I did was chuck beads for 3 hours. But everyone had got
when you do it, it's because it seems so silly. But like I rode a float, I think 2 years ago, and man, it's actually fun.
It's fun. Because people
you just throwing these cheap little beads, but it never gets old.
They take their kids, they put them on A-frame ladders, and they put like a basketball hoop around their neck, and they put them at the top. And you see this kid from like 40 yards away, and I'm like, I used to play ball. I was like, winging beads, and everybody who caught the Tommy Lasorda beads would look down at the medallion and go, "What the fuck is going on here?" And I'd be like on the ship going, "I can't explain. It's Tommy Lasorda." Yeah, but I'll tell you the one good thing. My memory of New Orleans is we took a tour, of the city, me and Jimmy did in like the tour car. And at some point, I'm from LA. I've always been in LA. And LA's a place where if there's a cop going down the freeway and the speed limit's 55 and the cop's going 49, no one will pass him.
Yeah.
No one. You'll see, once in a while, you'll come up and you'll go, what's the big holdup? And you'll see some motorcycle cop just going 54 miles an hour. And it's like, I'm not fucking passing that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
New Orleans, I'm in the back of this car, and I got this guy's driving this tour, and it's 35, and he's doing like 50, right? And I see a cop up ahead, and I start yelling from there, "You got a cop, because I'm from LA. You can't pass. And guy's driving, he looks at me, he goes, "That guy's not worried about me. He's got bigger fish to fry." And we just go blasting past the cop. And I went, imagine living in a city where that's how you got to think that way.
He didn't even spill his beer.
No.
Yeah, no, it's like when they have drive-through daiquiri spots.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, drinking and driving, it's almost just, it feels like it's not a crime. It's like, there's like, there, you know what I mean? That's like gnarly.
It's part of the social contract.
What's the rule on the drive-through daiquiri?
They won't give like the paper on top of the straw.
That's what I'm saying. Like we need to see the condom on top of the straw, right?
Yeah. Or a paper straw, which is as good as one.
Yeah,
I ain't drinking this.
That doesn't work, right?
Oh, they're the worst.
So you can get pulled over with a bunch of daiquiris in your car, but the cop can't see it half full and the straw all fucked up, right?
Oh, man, I'm not a police officer.
But I would say yes. I just look Florida. Do they have drive-through booze over there?
But no, you can't. You cannot. You can't just have a beer.
Could we get more unified in the booze department? Because you travel, I travel, we travel. I mean, I'm in Provo, Utah.
I know.
I'm doing a bunch of shows over there. Mm-hmm. I'm shooting specials. And when I'm done on a Saturday night after shooting two fucking specials, I'm like, okay, it is cocktail
you want yourself
time.
A beverage.
And they're like, there's nothing, we don't got anything here. And I'm like, go out and find me a bottle of scotch. And the guy goes, he comes back. The state-run liquor store is only open till 8. And then I went to the supermarket. I'm like, all right, did you get some wine? No, they don't do, they only do beer and tequila.
So
I'm like, can we, what year is it? How old am I? What's going on?
Yeah, it's so arbitrary.
It's rando, right?
It's so random and arbitrary.
And in
it's not like you couldn't just buy your body's worth, weight worth,
you're on tour all the time. What's the best part? Look, man, you're like the party guy, kind of. So, you would be able to tell us, where is the best place to drink and party at? I mean, you said San Luis Obispo is a nice party town.
Arizona knows how to get down.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in the water out there, man, but San Diego. But aside, my favorite place to perform, and I think everybody I've talked to from other mediums, whether it's comedy or whether it's Minneapolis, man.
Oh yeah,
really?
Their appreciation of live performance. From
the Varsity Theater there's good.
It's the best.
I've done shows at the Varsity.
Mm-hmm.
Did shows at
First Ave.
Garrison Keillor's Theater, where they do Prairie Home Companion. Yeah, I've done all those theaters. Well, Minnesota's weird because, now you got Tim Walz and okay, we get it. But I always thought Minnesota was like a bunch of hicks and farmers and stuff like that. I'm from L.A. Minnesota seems real rural and cold
Prince.
and stuff.
Yeah,
well,
Prince,
then,
that's all I know.
Yeah, that's all you need to. It's his venue, First Ave.
You get
is legendary.
There. Oh. Yeah, you get there and it's cool and hip and young and collegey and you know all that. And the Varsity Theater's kind of not too far from the.
I don't know.
College.
But here's the thing, and getting to travel the world and doing all this that we do. Sometimes it kind of feels like I've been everywhere, but I've been nowhere because I've seen a hotel, I've seen the airport, I've seen the venue, but But, we've been doing this long enough that you get to appreciate the differences, nuances, and what makes each place unique in their culture. And I don't know how it happened, but I just know that it happened is that, in Minneapolis, there's an energy that's not like, the other shows around it, in neighboring markets and stuff. There's just something special in the water there.
Mm. Yeah, and then there are places that surprise you, like you really like Appleton, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Mm-hmm. And Oklahoma City and stuff like that.
Albuquerque and Santa Fe, New Mexico. Oh, man.
I was walking around Casper, Wyoming 3 weeks ago, and it's like walking around the 50s. It's like you're in the 50s. There's a 5 and dime store over there. Yeah. The people are nice, like the architecture. There's no buildings over 3 stories.
My grandpa lived in Brawlins, Wyoming. And we'd go there as when I was a little kid. And, man, it just feels like it's trapped in that time,
But it's the stuff. So when you lived there in the 50s, you wanted to escape and go to the big city.
Yeah.
Now, if you live in Chicago, you long for Casper, Wyoming. Because the skies are...
That was my grandma left Orleans, and moved to Hollywood to chase the Hollywood dream. Yeah.
Oh.
I was in Casper, Wyoming.
Well, you're living her dream now.
I walked out of the theater at night after the second show. It was like midnight. The big intersection was by the theater. Both lights flashing red. Meaning stop, look around,
and go.
Yeah. I'm L.A. You just fucking sit there waiting to get carjacked. It doesn't matter what time it is. It doesn't matter where the car. But that's a little town. That's a small town, cool thing. They're both blinking. You go, you stop, and you go through.
Yeah.
So you scaled down. Did you scale down out here from the big house in the hills?
No, I'm just selling that house. I moved to New York 2 years ago, and I'd always wanted to be in New York. Look, I mean, you're an LA guy, and I feel like if you're from LA, like really, really from LA, you have a different appreciation for it, and I've seen and observed, and I can respect and understand that love and loyalty.
I don't like LA anymore, but keep going.
Well, but I'm not from LA, and I moved here maybe 2015, 14, around then. And you kind of like think you have to be, especially in the music industry. And then I was just like, I don't really feel like I'm happy here. Mm-hmm. And I would complain about it to anybody who'd listen. And I'd always wanted to be in New York, and finally I'm like, gee, you're only getting older. You don't have kids. You're not married. You wanted to be in New York. Either shut up and stop fucking complaining, or just do something about it, man. Just go do it for a year, see if you like it. And I thought I'd be like bi-coastal back and forth. And oh man, a week or two out there in New York, I'm like, I'm not going back. I love this. This is
why. What was the driving motivation? Because it seems kind of weird.
I love New York, dude. Wow. I love the architecture, the diversity, the walking. Like downtown Manhattan, you're in Soho, then you're in Lower East Side, then you're in East Village, West Village. You know what I'm saying? There's just so much. Chinatown, Little Italy,
best afternoon is just to walk all the way across the island, or just go from Central Park down to financial district.
I'm walking 15 to 25,000 steps a day there. You know what I mean? In LA, nobody walks. Nobody walks.
Sitting in the car.
And I'm not that much of a driver. That's right now. That's the only car I own.
The 65 fastback Mustang.
Yeah, I had a Ferrari. I had a Range, a Porsche, all that. I'm not a good driver, man. It's a miracle I haven't died yet. The funny thing, man, that 65, dude. She's my baby. My aunt and uncle, the ones I idolized growing up, he has a 65, a coupe that's all beat up with 1 million miles on it. Engine's been rebuilt a ton of times, so I always wanted that Mustang. Anytime I'm at a gas station, and the old guys come over, I'm filling it up. I go in to get a snack or something. I come out and I see an old head. I'm like, oh shit, here we go again. He's like, what you got under the hood, son? I'm like, fucking I don't know, dude. I don't know, shit.
I will tell you that you have a 289 under the hood.
But you tell him that.
You could tell the old timer it's a 260, but that's a slightly earlier V8 Ford.
I just try to get out of the comments. V8 is agreeable. It's just, yep, that's what I got. Yep.
Automatic.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's the old timer's not going to be happy about that. He wants a 4-speed.
But I didn't ask for the combo with him. He just, like, shit, here we go again.
What Ferrari did you have?
488 Spider.
Oh, that's one of my favorite modern day Ferraris.
It was gorgeous, black on black on black on black, just Batmobile, just,
Yeah, I had a 360 Stradale once, like the street race, the racing version of the 360, which was an awesome car. The 488 is great.
Yeah.
What's great about the Ferrari is the intake on the backside of the door. There's always a big air intake in there because it's mid-engine. And the 488 has like a wing in the middle of that intake that I don't know if it's adjustable, if it moves on its own or what it does, but that is a hot car.
It's magic.
It's agreeable.
Yeah. It's awesome. Yeah.
No, I always knew about that.
But I know it's a pain in the ass. You need kind of just a regular car.
Yeah. Or if you're in New York, you hop on a city bike, you jump in a yellow, take the subway.
Bird scooter.
Yeah, dude. I mean, travel. Just get around, you figure, you walk.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, New York's great in that you just walk and walk and walk, and then you get a slice, and then you walk and walk some
you
more.
See friends, you run into
stop.
friends downtown like all the time. It's just like, and it's a quick convo.
What area are you?
So I've lived in Lower East Side, Soho. Now I'm in Dumbo.
I don't know where Dumbo is.
It's over in Brooklyn. It's down under the Manhattan Bridge overpass. So it's right under the Manhattan Bridge.
And but out on tour now and on the bus and just the bus pretty much. I mean, a couple of flights
a whole lot of
in
cup
there,
of
right?
soups, whole lot of cup of soups. Tea, man, like little snacks, bags of Cheetos.
And nothing better than sleeping on a bus. You ever
It
sleep
just
on a
rocks you
tour
to sleep,
bus?
man. It's the best.
It's
I
the
slept
best.
on a prison bus one time.
That's
it was
not
rough.
as good.
It was not as fun. 10 days on a jail bus will not do you right.
Oh man,
Do
you guys didn't have the cup of soups and the bottles of tequila.
They make you face the certain direction in the bunk. They want your feet toward the driver.
Towards the driver. Yeah.
Yeah, because once in a while you hear a story. All right, well, let me give you a plug. New album, Freak Show.
Yep.
Website, G-Eazy with a Z.com.
G-Eazy.com.
Yeah, so people can go there and find out the tour dates.
Yeah.
Is that the best place?
Tour dates. We kick off the tour in L.A. this Friday at the Shrine.
Sick.
I'm just so excited. Getting in front of the people who care about what you do is the best. Just in the sense of, look, you look at this crowd, right? They're all smushed in. We're all from different walks of life. We're all strangers here, but there's a commonality and a thread, and there's a collective frequency and thing that binds us, and that's just a shared appreciation of this music. And that's, what I mean? Being
I agree.
In connection with that many people is intoxicating in itself.
It's much better playing with the people who came to see you versus people who came to see music.
Yeah.
Because they
trying to win them over. They did not come for me.
But that's the weird thing. What about your opener? Like, who opens for you?
I got my brother, Goody Grace, man. He's one of my best friends.
Oh, wow.
Not like blood brother, but I just, what I mean? I've known him years and years and years. We've always written together. And he just put out a new record also. He does a kind of like folk, country, indie, like guitar, like, beautiful, beautiful music from the heart. And I'm excited to watch him, get up there and do, a completely different style of music and just pour his heart out and win them over.
That's good.
How much time does he do?
Probably do 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
And then
we have like another, we have different support for different markets for main support. And then headliner, I'll do an hour and a half.
Hour and
20, yeah.
All right. Go out and start in the Shrines where it's kicking off, and then San Diego, and then at the Van Buren in Phoenix. G-Eazy, thanks for coming by. Come by.
Thank you so much. It's legendary, man. I appreciate
you. Kyle Dunnigan's got dates, and you can go to KyleDunniganComedy.com. And I'm going to be tomorrow and Saturday in Covina at the Laugh Factory doing 4 shows over there as well. So just go to Carolla.com for all that. It's almost sold out, but a couple of tickets left. Till next time, it's Adam for G-Eazy and Kyle and Mayhem Miller saying mahalo.